Alrighty, guys. Good afternoon. Happy coffee talk. Today's coffee talk is actually not with coffee. I'm drinking the energy drink. It's actually the afternoon. I'm drinking a C4 energy drink. I know that that's not coffee. It's like violating my whole coffee theme, but it's caffeine. So we could call this caffeine talk if you want me to be more accurate. I can do it that way. But I wanted to remind you to sign up for Spring Clean Out Bingo. Okay, so this is our most popular free challenge of the year, and it starts we're doing a kickoff call this Sunday, and then the game is all next week. And the idea is you get this bingo card, right? And you are going to knock things off all week long. So maybe you clean out your junk drawer, maybe you tackle your closet, maybe you just get rid of a couple things, maybe you do your social media clean out. There's a whole bunch of great stuff on there. Maybe you do your pantry. Like, these are a mixture between nutrition, environment, just overall life stuff to help you feel emotionally, physically lighter by the end of the week. And we're going to measure it, because when you sign up, you're going to take our chaos calculator quiz, which I actually talked about on yesterday's episode. So check that out. And then you're going to take it at the beginning and at the end, and you're going to measure how much chaos you get rid of in your life, because you're going to feel a heck of a lot better. And so I'll put the link in the show notes and the bio and all the places, but be sure to sign up for the bingo game, because again, it's fun. It's free. We do daily prizes. Like, there's literally nothing to lose from participating in this. The best thing that can happen is that you feel a little bit better. So I wanted to give you guys an update, and I'm going to continue to do this every single week on my process-oriented goals. So if you missed that episode, go back to last week. I think it's called like you're setting the wrong kind of goals. And I shared with you guys that I'm going to be doing like a process-oriented focus for the next 12 weeks. So I completed week 1, and I wanted to give you an update, both for you guys to know what's going on, but then also accountability. Like, this is going to help me stay on track. So I committed to a handful of things. One, in the nutrition category, I committed to tracking my food. So actually like weighing and measuring, tracking for real, which I do not do most of the seasons of my year. I only use that periodically when I need to, when I'm focused on a specific thing. So tracking my food is piece 1. Staying in a caloric deficit, because I'm working on burning body fat. And so staying in a deficit was 1. Drinking 100 ounces of water. And carbonated water counts too for me. And doing in my day 10,000 steps. And then the last piece was sort of like a weekly target, hitting 2 CrossFit workouts, 2 jujitsu workouts, and 2 sort of like functional bodybuilding, focusing on single leg stuff, single arm stuff, working on my imbalances, kind of bodybuilding, right? Accessory work. So that was my commitment. That is the process. And what I was going to do is, as I focused on that process, measure the outcome, what happens. And so I started last week, and I started with a body weight and some starting pictures, and I'm going to continue to measure that and how my clothes fit throughout the next 11 weeks, because we're down 1 week already. That's how fast it goes. So I wanted to give you a update. First, focus on the process does not mean nail the process. I did not nail it last week, but I did do some things well and some things that need improvement for this week. And so that is why I'm sharing this too, because if I was your coach and we were doing a check-in, we would have a very similar process. Like, what went well last week? What do we need to tweak to move forward on? And how are we going to do it? So that's exactly what I'm going to do with myself. I'm coaching myself, right? So what went well last week? Well, here's what went well. It was at the top of my mind most of the week. I did think about it all the time. And I was successful at tracking my food 6 out of 7 days. So that's big for me. It usually takes me a little bit to like wrap my head around tracking. And so that was a big win. So tracking my food 6 out of 7 days, that was a good one. Stayed in a caloric deficit. I only stayed in a calorie deficit 4 out of the 7 days. That was not as good as I wanted. Part of that was I ate too much too soon, to be honest. 100% ate too much too early in the day, and by the middle end of the day, I was very hungry and I did not stay in a deficit. I am comfortable with calculating and knowing what my deficit is, what my maintenance calories are, so I was aware that I basically took myself back up to maintenance, and even one day I ate in a surplus. And so is that the end of the world? No, but I basically just needed to spread out my food throughout the day a little bit more to stay in a deficit. So that's what I learned, and I'm already doing that better today. 10,000 steps. Guys, this one's hard for me. I sit at a computer. The majority of my work for FitMe is at a computer. I do have a standing desk, and I was much more intentional by the end of the week. I hit 10,000 steps 4 out of 7 days. And I know what needs to happen. I need to knock out a 30-minute walk first thing in the morning every single day. Because if I do that, then at the end of the day, it's just not so overwhelming. So again, front loading my day with the walking, back loading my day with the food. And then the water, guys, this one was the hardest for me. I think I only hit my 100 ounces of water 2 days. Doesn't mean I didn't drink. I did drink stuff. I just didn't hit my water. So that one needs improvement, and I've put my water bottle out. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can actually see a water bottle behind me. It probably should be sitting next to me on my desk. But similarly, I'm going to try to make a goal of hitting 50 ounces before noon, because then it should be pretty easy this rest of the day. And then last, my workout commitments. I did get 2 bodybuildings in, and then I did 1 CrossFit and 1 jiu-jitsu. I did have knee injections last week, so there was some days that I actually couldn't work out. And so I'm going to give myself some grace there. But that's just what I learned. I should have actually done some of it before my knee injections, because I knew that was going to be a thing. So anyways, focusing on the process for me means taking a look at how it went last week and saying, okay, here we go. Here is a new week. I basically want to focus on just this week. I'm not focusing on the next 11 weeks, just this week. I'm looking at my calendar and saying, okay, how is this all going to fit in this week? Really, those workouts need to be planned, right? So I already did my CrossFit this morning. I'm going to do jiu-jitsu tonight. That knocks out 1 and 1. But what about the remaining 6 that I've committed to myself of sessions? Well, I probably need to put those in my calendar. So that's what I'm going to commit to you guys to do, is right after I end this coffee talk episode, I'm going to put them in my calendar. The water part is going to be at the beginning of the day. It has to be. I don't even like drinking water, but it's just a thing. It's very important when you're focused on losing body fat. And I just need it. I work out a lot. I do a lot of stuff. And the walking part, I already knocked out a 30-minute walk this morning. So I think that one was very obvious to me. By focusing on the process and seeing that I wasn't able to get it in if the day got away from me, that tells me 30-minute walk has to be mandatory first thing in the morning. So I think that's good. And as far as tracking my food, I'm just going to try to do it a little better this week. There's no broad sweeping commitment. I am going to continue to track and be accountable. I'd like to do it every day this week. I know I'm going to dinner with friends Thursday, so I'm going to plan ahead and stay in my calorie deficit by planning that day out. I know I'm going to go out to eat, so I'm just going to plan for that and have a little less of my, nutrition in the morning. So that's going to be my game plan. I am going to do update pictures, and, this is exactly what you would do with a coach. Again, you would look at what went well, where you dropped the ball, and what needs to change this week. And so I'm telling you guys so you can experience what this is like, but also just to know that it's not pass fail. Like I could be like, well, I didn't hit it perfect last week, so I guess I should probably start over. Maybe I shouldn't start over at all. Maybe I should just wait till I can do it perfectly. But that doesn't make any sense. Like that's not how it's done. And so what you actually need to do is say, okay, like last week was maybe like a 6 or 7 brick week. If I look at the whole week, I'd like to make this week a 7 or an 8 brick week. If I can continue to build, and again, it gets easier, right? Like if I can get in a good groove of drinking my water, if I can get a good groove of walking, it doesn't feel as hard as it does the first week. So I have to make progressive, like incremental improvements on getting there. And that's how it becomes more doable, so that by weeks 3, 4, and 5, I'm in the groove. It's just happening. And then that's when progress really starts to pick up. And from a coaching perspective, I always tell people like the first couple of weeks are going to be a little rocky, and that's normal. If it wasn't, then you wouldn't really be doing anything. If we were just going to stay the same, keep all of your patterns the same, then what are we doing? But we're not. We're changing something. And even I am changing something so that it's going to feel hard. It's going to feel like resistance at first, and that is okay. So we just need to remove the feeling of guilt, the feeling like, oh, I can't do it, the worry that I should have done it better. It is what it is. I did the best that I could. There were some things that I can do differently, and I plan to do them differently this week because I would just like to improve this from week to week. And I will continue to give you updates so that you can follow along with this journey. But again, focusing on the process has also meant refining it and saying like, okay, it's not just check the box of water. It's like, how do I do this? How do I focus on this and make it a priority? How do I get to a place where drinking water just becomes part of my day? That's how we do it with clients. It's like, well, it's not just do it. It's make this a part of your real life. Am I going to be in a calorie deficit for the rest of my life? Heck to the no. Hell to the no. but I am for the next 11 weeks. And so I need to start thinking ahead and saying, okay, like what do I need to have in my day so that I'm getting a lot of volume in my food and that I'm not feeling too hungry by the end of the day and that I'm using positive accountability. And I think that that's one thing that's maybe missing from this. Although I'm telling you guys about it, I don't have an individual to be accountable to. So I think I'm going to pick one this week. I think I'm going to ask someone to be my like individual accountability buddy, just to sort of be that person. You know, coaches need coaches too. And so I think that that'll be helpful. So anyways, that's my update. That's all that Fit Me Coffee Talk is today, is just a reminder about bingo and an update on these process goals. I hope this is helpful for you, just like insightful on how this works and how to do it. Let me know if you're working on your process goals. If you said you would do this with me, I want an update. Message me on Instagram. I know a bunch of you wrote me that you were going to do process goals. I want an update. So send it to me. Let me know how your week one went. If you want to get started with this too, let's do it together. If you need help and you need coaching, you want something more formal, you want to get to your goal faster, you know that you need accountability, go to fitmecommunity.com and apply for coaching. We'll do a consult and we'll see if you're a good fit for the Fit Me program. If we can help you get to your goals, then let's do that. So that's my tip for you. Thanks again for plugging into Coffee Talk. If you haven't done so, subscribe to Fit Me Coffee Talk on your favorite podcast platform. If you're not a part of our Facebook group yet, go to Facebook, search Fit Me Community, request to join the group, and I will add you there. That's where all the action's happening for Spring Clean Out Bingo. So I will see you there. Take care. Bye.